I'm trying living as a digital nomad in Bali for 2 months.
It's a mix of people who are kind of entrepreneurs and then people who are working remotely.
I do online tutoring, but it's for the US.
Along the way, I'm meeting many people who ditch their office 9 to 5 to live here in paradise.
I just wanted a fully remote income.
Your lunch break can be as long as you want.
I don't work a Monday to Friday job anymore.
A break from America. America is so much.
And dare I say, we're saving money in the process?
$2.50 yummy banana smoothie I have every day.
You don't need a lot of money, and it's such a myth.
Everything at a fraction of price.
I eat every day for $4, okay?
Here's how much you'll be spending. $500 a month to wake up to this view, and it's walking distance to the beach. $5 for this burrito. $2 for this fresh juice. $60 a month to rent a motorbike, and you won't spend a single minute in a car. And for your 1-hour massage, that'll cost you between $8 to $20.
The thing about Bali is it's just really easy to live here.
So what is driving this digital nomad revolution?
The freedom.
The freedom, the freedom,
Do whatever you want every single day.
the ability to go anywhere I want.
Most people here prioritize freedom in their life, even more than stability.
My neighbor for the month tells me she needed a break from the US.
Inflation, with crime, with the government, millennials and Gen Z, I think we're really catching on to all of the BS. We're gonna reach a point where we've had enough.
But hold up, by moving here, are we boosting their economy?
I grew up here in Bali.
Or is it sort of like a modern day colonialism?
We have to make sure that as local owners that we are protecting our future assets.
We're here on a tourist visa. We're only allowed to be doing this since we're earning our wages abroad through our computer. Today I'm showing you a day in the life of living as a digital nomad. But I also am curious, what are the downsides?
You can't just pop round your nan's house for a cup of tea, or cousin, you've got family that have things are happening, they have children.
By being tied to my computer, I'm not as in tune with the culture, the locals, and whatnot.
All these broken people just end up in Bali and it creates this eclectic group of misfits.
Work as you know it is changing fast. Americans have made it clear. We don't want to go to an office. 2 in 3 Americans want to work remotely full time. In New York, only half of office space is being used again.
A lot of expats, a lot of digital nomads will get a villa. I know people spending easily $1,000 per month here, and they'll be even sharing a villa. So real estate is not probably as cheap as you might think.
This is where I'm living. It can cost between $15 to $20 a night. You have your own room and bathroom and shared kitchen area, but no one really uses the kitchen since the restaurant scene here is amazing.
I'm doing a YouTube. My YouTube.
Oh, hello.
How are you?
Good. How about you?
Good. The reason I love staying in a guest house or a homestay as it's called is because you have automatic community. You meet the neighbors, you meet cool people, and you also have really cool staff. You have a shared pool, you have your own space, but when you wake up, you also have some neighbors as well.
You too. You got me looking crazy on you.
No, you look great.
We're here talking about shootings, guns, gun control. So just being able to get away from everything and just connect back to myself. I work starting at 1:45 a.m. But it's completely worth it because after I get done working, I go to bed and then I wake up and I still have my day. I'm still not controlled by work how it is in America. It costs $1 to get to where I'm going. There and back is $2. You don't need a lot of money, and it's such a myth because people always say you have to have this amount of money, that amount of money before you can go and travel somewhere. But the most expensive thing is the flight.
F45 is a high-intensity interval training studio. You take classes. I've been a member of this gym in cities around the world. In Hong Kong, I paid $350 a month. In LA or Dubai, it was about $220 a month. But in Bali, it's about $100 a month.
One of the hardest things about this lifestyle is not having a consistent routine. So when you're constantly traveling, you're staying in Airbnbs or hotels, obviously you're not going to have your go-to gym. You're not going to be cooking much. I mean, I do know digital nomads who do cook a lot. They get kitchens wherever they go. But for me, I don't have kitchens, so I'm always eating out. Anytime I can, I'll definitely use the hotel gym, but I love F45 because You just show up and the rest is kind of written on the wall. You just do whatever workout they tell you. The energy is really great. You get a nice community, and the music is often really good too and motivates you.
Another popular gym here is called Body Factory. This place is not cheap. In fact, it will cost you $260 a month. That's more than I used to pay for Equinox in New York City. But with a pool like this and a cool area to meet new people, you can see why many are willing to splurge. I also joined this spa. It's about $90 per month. So I think of it as about $3 per day. You can use the jacuzzi, sauna, and steam. Here is where I meet this American who does video editing for various clients.
Breathe through it. Ah, you jumped ahead. Damn. All right, that's
I'm a pro. I've actually only been a digital nomad for a short period of time. Actually, I have a good recommendation. A platform like Upwork or Fiverr. It's super easy to scale as you get better. You can very quickly get a job that is low paying but at a low experience level, and then you can slowly tier your way up, which is what I did. So it's like a great way to instantly get the validation that you can get paid.
My morning routine usually involves F45 and then about 20 minutes at the Amo Spa. I even shower there, then hop on my bike and head to a co-working space called BeWork. I pay $233 per month to work from here.
For my YouTube. For my YouTube.
Oh, for your YouTube.
Hi guys.
Many people choose to work from cafes instead, but I like having an environment where it's just easy to sit at a desk with good Wi-Fi and good community. Here they even offer standing desks and monitors too.
Honestly, being a digital nomad feels like you're part of like the same people that like went to the moon. Let's just do this big experiment and see what happens.
The cool thing about a co-working space is, yes, even though you have to pay for it, they have a lot of events where they do learnings, they do presentations so you can learn stuff, and then a lot of times you meet more people there, so you build out your community. What do you like about being in this lifestyle, like a digital nomad lifestyle?
I think the freedom is the best part about it. I don't work a Monday to Friday job anymore. I can decide whatever I want to do, whenever I want to do.
What is a downside?
Downside is there's always something happening. It's kind of hard to focus sometimes.
You get to choose the energy that you want to be around instead of being forced to be in an energy of people that you don't.
I think it takes a really long time to get yourself to a space where you don't have to work 9 to 5. It took me like a year.
I think it's all to do with upbringing and what we're taught as children. Have to work hard, be in a system, be in a 9 to 5 to bring home the bread. I think it's a very outdated thought process.
I spend the morning working and taking some calls in the phone booths. After a few hours, I go for a lunch nearby with Thomas, whom I met here at BeWork just a few weeks ago. He's originally from Oregon.
Unique, everybody barefoot here. Okay, no, this is like $5. Kind of a lot, actually. The problem is some items in Bali are quite expensive, like sunscreen. Anything that gets imported. You go to the grocery store, you start thinking you're gonna buy pasta or something, you're like, whoa, that's expensive. You gotta know what you're doing, truly, you gotta know what you're doing or you're gonna pay the tourist price. There's cheaper co-working options. You don't even have to get co-working, dude. The first couple of years I was here, just work from a cafe. Bali is cheaper than like LA or New York or Portland or Seattle. The problem is that like everyone thinks it's so cheap, so they come here expecting to pay like 25 cents for a coffee. You gotta go to Vietnam. I hate the term digital nomad. I hate it. It's so bad, it's awful, dude.
Why?
Because like it's a weird mix of people who are kind of entrepreneurs and then people who are like kind of working remotely and then people who are just calling themselves a digital nomad, but really all it means is that like they're traveling with a laptop. And it's like, all right, dude, you're on Reddit 5 hours a day. Like, I think that what a lot of people do if they're not happy in life is they change their location. I've seen it. It's not just Bali. People say like, oh, they're living in LA and they're like, I'm gonna move to New York. And it's like, dude, you're not happy. Like, you have to find happiness for yourself. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you're not happy with your work, or you're not happy with your friends, or yourself, or your community, or whatever. And then they're like, and they move to Bali, they think it's gonna fix everything. Actually, it's especially true for Bali, because people think it's like this place of healing and like magical, whatever. You still have to work.
After lunch, it's back to work for a few more hours. Later, I have a coffee with Sophia, a local entrepreneur. I ask her what it's been like to see Bali become so popular over the last 10 years.
We have a lot more access, I guess, to an international market, which is really beautiful. And I am very proud of how the Balinese culture has stayed so much intact. And my only hope is that those who continue to come to visit the island, or you know, whether that's for a short time or for a long time, do pay respect to that.
She sees the benefit to the economy and to the people, but she also has her concerns.
People like the rice farmers have opportunities that they wouldn't have before. Their land has become much more valuable. But I think the major con is that we have to make sure that as local Balinese that we are protecting our future assets for the years to come. Obvious difference in economies of scale. I think that just number one is we just have to acknowledge that for people who visit here, as people who are from here, and there's a gap. I hope it closes up.
At night, I end the day going out to dinner with friends. While on average I spend $5 to $10 a night for dinner, once in a while, we'll go to trendy, nice restaurants. This costs us around $35 each, which is a lot for Bali. But if you wanted to go somewhere similar like this in Los Angeles, you'd be talking well over $100 per person. While most nights I'll do something chill, like just relax at the pool. Tonight we're going out to beach bars. We meet some friends and friends of friends, most of whom I've met in the past few weeks. So there you have it, a day as a digital nomad in Bali.
People think it's dope. Everybody wants to move to Bali. Everybody wants to do it. A lot of friends come out and visit me. They're like, wow, I want to move here. That would be really cool. But like they're a little bit too established where they are with like work and friends and maybe a pet.
Call me cliche, but it's become one of my favorite places on earth. And it's not just because you can get a massage for $10 or eat delicious, crazy, local, fresh, healthy food. But I think I love it the most for the people that it attracts.
I'm still not controlled by work how it is in America.
People who value freedom over stability. People who are not okay with the status quo of working a 9-to-5 job and living for the weekends. It's the locals that teach me about being grateful, being present, and some of the many foreigners here who inspire me to live a life with no regrets.